A special edition of Clan Chat. It's a World Championship edition as GB forward Robert Lachowicz, of course, Clan standout. Lacho, let's talk a little bit about the World Championships before we get into the Clan, because it was an easy start for you guys. You started off against the number 1 ranked team in the world, Canada, and followed it up with the the number 2 ranked team, Finland. So pretty easy start for GB.
Yeah, we definitely eased ourselves into the tournament. But no, it's been kind of a whirlwind start for us, and obviously those two teams back to back morning games. It's not ideal really, but you throw yourself in at the deep end and see how you do. And I think we started pretty well.
16,400 in attendance against Canada, 15,900 in attendance against Finland. Safe to say there's plenty of interest around the team right now.
Yeah, we've felt it the last few times we've been up here. Like, people seem to be interested in us for whatever reason it may be. But it's good fun, and I think we seem like we enjoy being here, and I think people kind of feed off that, and I think we're an enjoyable team to have at these tournaments.
When you watch the Liam Kirk goal go in and everyone is in elation, and Paul Adey and I are losing our marbles as well in the commentary box, and then it gets called back. Just talk about that moment on the bench when you're going, oh my goodness, how is that goalie interference? Or what were the emotions on the bench when that first goal went in?
Obviously, we were elated at the start. You never think you're going to get that first goal against Canada, but a well-worked goal, and from the bench, it looked good. Speaking to their guys on the ice, they thought it was a good goal. But obviously, there's something in there that kind of goalie interference, and we had to refocus on the bench and kind of start again. And I think the ref maybe miscalled it on the ice as well. So we were confused when that happened.
Yeah, even on the broadcast, he says, so the call on the ice is overturned. It's a good goal. And we were all kind of confused. So then do you allow yourself a moment to kind of go, oh, my goodness, it's happened now, and it's happened for real when Kirky does score and it is a good goal. Do you allow yourself to celebrate a little bit, or do you go, okay, let's wait a second here?
Sorry. No, you celebrate. You got to celebrate. Stuff like that doesn't happen all the time. So we definitely made the most of it and, enjoyed that moment.
Certainly proved you can play with the likes of Canada, and you've watched Ben O'Connor. You've grown up together playing the game. You've been teammates. And talk about the Ben O'Connor goal. Liam Kirk's goal, we know that's a Kirky special, but what about the Ben O'Connor top shelf?
I don't know. I think as soon as we saw him get through the 2D man, we knew something was on its way there. I think he looked off a couple of guys in the slot and back door, and he went for. He's a skilled player. He always has been, and he did his thing there, and phenomenal goal.
Let's throw some Robert Lachowicz numbers out your way, because I know that you don't really look at the stats and stuff, but you've got a couple of shots on goal through 2 games played against the 2 best teams in the world. You're averaging 15-17 time on ice. But my favorite thing, and you and I talk about this quite a lot, is the face-off, the importance of face-offs. Do you know where you are in the face-off dot right now?
I think I'm over 50%, which is, that's the aim. Always the aim. So, yeah.
You are well above 50%. You're 55% in the dot. You're a +4, 22 and 18 against Canada and Finland. And boy, oh boy, are we glad to have you in purple with face-off numbers against the 2 best teams in the world. That's got to make you feel good.
Yeah, definitely. The refs and the linesmen are a little stricter. So I struggle against guys that cheat, and they don't get away with it here. So the face-offs have been a little more straightforward for me personally. But, they're still big, strong guys. And I always think of it as a bit of a game of chess. Through a game, you go against the same centerman over and over, and it's kind of mind games. And, you learn what they do and try and outperform them. But I definitely think a year under Pelly and watching him's definitely helped.
Yeah, certainly. You and Pelly very good at that aspect of the game. One of my favorite Robert Lachowicz moments is Kosice. We've talked about it a few times when Marco Antilla, 6'2" in his bare feet, leans in 7 feet tall on skates to face off against you, and you said that like that guy should be playing in the NBA. He shouldn't be playing he should be playing basketball, not hockey. He's not here though. But is there anyone in the first few days of competition that you're going, oh my goodness, like Connor Bedard is out there, Mikhail Granlund is out there? Is there anyone you've kind of been on the ice with and you've gone, wow, that guy is unbelievable?
To be honest, not so far. I think everyone's at that standard, you know. And I think if you allow yourself to kind of get into that frame of mind when you're kind of starstruck and in awe of those guys, like you get away from your game. So we know everyone's good, but we're just trying to, you know, take each game as it comes. And essentially on the ice, everyone's the same, and you try and outperform them.
And isn't that a wonderful answer, Laco? Because in that first sort of 2019, we're in the top pool. I guess you guys were kind of looking around a little bit when you're playing Canada. Now you're like, well, we belong here, and I actually don't care who I'm facing off against or who I'm back checking against. So that's a wonderful answer, and it just goes to show you how far the program's come from 2019 to now.
Yeah, and I think Pete said it, and that someone's mentioned it to him. Like 4 out of the last 5 World Championships, we've been up here. So I think we kind of made our point in the first game against Canada. Like, we don't want to be here making up numbers anymore. Like, we think we deserve to be here. We play good enough hockey too, so we want to stick around.
So a couple of days off after playing the number 1 and the number 2 ranked team. Wednesday is Switzerland. Doesn't get any easier. They're number 7th ranked by the IIHF. They've had success at Olympics and World Championships. We know they've got some really good players. So what's the game plan? What have you been doing in the off days to kind of get ready for the next phase of the tournament?
The first day off was pure recovery. You know, playing those 2 games against those 2 teams, everyone's bodies are sore and, you know, we're fatigued. So the 2 days off have been good. Today we skated, just nothing crazy, but going through the systems, and, you know, we're nearly there, but there's stuff we can do better, as there always is. So we worked a little bit on that, and, you know, that's what we're going to take into the game tomorrow.
Let's talk about Corey Neilson. He's the assistant coach on the bench there with you. You and Corey. Corey has known you a long time from the Panthers days and all those championships. When it comes out that Corey is going to be the new head coach of the Glasgow Clan, your new head coach again, full circle, what's your reaction? What's your feeling?
Excitement, to be honest. I think, you know, you're getting a coach that knows how to win games, knows how to win, like you said, championships. So it's going to be interesting to see the team he puts together. I think, you know, he's in control of that, and, you know, he knows hockey. He's very smart in that department, and I think he's going to put together a strong team that kind of plays fast and physical and is difficult to play against. But, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing who he picks to have.
Did he give you a call or a text when the deal was done for him to join you in Purple, or did you kind of get a sense that that's where it was going?
I wasn't too sure, but I had a call from him, I think, just before he signed. Said he was considering it, and, you know, just wanted to know what it was like up here. So I must have said the right things and give him a good impression. But no, on that phone call, he seemed excited about it, and yeah, in the next few days, he was signed.
And have you had a chance to talk to the youngest member of your team there in the GB setup, Lucas Bryan, who's also going to join you in Purple this year? Have the 3 of you got together for a coffee? Is it all GB right now, or has there been any sort of clan banter between you 3 guys?
No, there's been not much clan stuff going on at the minute. You know, it's very full on here. But you know, there's always little comments being thrown out there that he's with the clan now, and if Brian makes a good save in practice, you know, Corey's real excited and yelling about it. So it's fun in games, but, you know, at the minute it's all GB focused.
Well, let's talk about Pete Russell. You mentioned it there, Pete, talking about 4 of the last 5 world championships and all that, and you guys really belong in there. Has Pete, has there been any different messaging, or is it just kind of business as usual? Because we know Pete's a very good motivator. He's a very good coach. Obviously, he's back in the EIHL now. So how has the mood in camp been, and how is the coaching staff? Because obviously Chuck Weber's there, Adam Keefe not a part of it right now, but how's the mood and how's the coaching staff getting on?
Yeah, it's been really good. I think, since Pete took over, we've kind of had this one goal between us all, and we managed to keep a good core of the team every year. So nothing changes too much. We just try and keep getting better at the stuff we've been learning for the last 5, 6, 7 years. So nothing's changing too much. We're just trying to get better at those things. But the coaching staff are working really well together. They've all got their separate bits that they're teaching us and going over with us. So we get everything covered. But yeah, say Pete's is in a good way, and he's got us all in the right frame of mind to play good hockey.
And how's your family? Are they excited? Because I wonder, like, this is old hat for you. Like, you're one of the elder statesmen, and that's not because you're old. It's just because you've got such longevity with the national team. Does your folks, your relations, do they still get excited to see you? And do you still wake up in the morning like it's your first GB game with the excitement?
Yeah, it's a different ball game over here. So when it's a game day here, it's exciting, and you kind of have that buzz every morning. It's really good. Yeah, my parents, they're having a good time. They love their trips away in the summer. I did forget to get them tickets for the game, so that's been a bit stressful trying to source tickets for them. So I was not in the good books about that.
Yeah, you kind of mentioned that to me, and you said, "Oh, it'll be okay. They won't be angry." And I thought, "No, they'll be angry if they don't have tickets left, if they're going all the way over there." Have you heard from you? You mentioned Mike Pellick. I was briefly chatting with Pelly the other day, and he's been watching and cheering as loud as he can from Glasgow for you guys. Have you heard anything from any of the guys?
Yeah, I've had a few texts from the boys. Like, those guys seem excited for us playing against these teams. So, especially after the Canada game, I had a few texts saying, "Great game! Like, you boys looked really good." So it's nice to have that kind of stuff. Even from the old GB guys like Jono and Mizey, have had a few messages saying, to keep it up, and we're looking like we belong here.
I actually wanted to ask you about Jono and Mizey and the guys, the Colin Shields, the guys that helped build the program to where it is now. And just a word on Jono and Matthew Myers and Shields, all the guys that sort of helped build the program. Ashley Tate, guys that aren't playing anymore. But do you think of them fondly? Because it's still sort of halcyon days. You're going out against Connor Bedard, who's kind of being pegged as the next one. You're out there against Mikhail Granlund and 800 NHL games played, and you've built a program together. You're still around, of course, and Bouncy and those guys. But do you ever think about the old guard and kind of tip your cap to them?
Yeah, of course. And when we were young and coming into the team, they made it so much fun and easy for us to be around. So especially now we're getting more and more young kids coming into the team that you kind of want to take a page out of John's book, out of Mize's book, how welcome they made us and how fun it was. Like, we want to do that now for the younger guys coming in. So from when I started to now, like, it's always been one of the highlights of the year, no matter which division we're in. And that comes from the people that are here. So we want to keep that kind of those vibes going on here. And so, hopefully we're teaching them well, and when we're all retired and they're the older guys, they can pass it down to the next generation.
Members of the Barmy Army there in Prague, and just a word of thanks to the traveling support. It's always magnificent support, whether it's 1B, 1A, or the top flight, and that is just incredible commitment from the fans.
Yeah, 100%. I think, as we said, we didn't care which division we were in. We're here having a good time and enjoying the hockey, and I mean, I think they do it even more. Like, they've always been here since I've started playing. Every tournament, wherever it is, they're here, loud, proud, and especially in the games here, it keeps us going. Sometimes you concede a goal or two, and they're there, always loud, always cheering. So it's nice when you're on the ice to have that support. You're not feeling isolated on the ice. You've got those people behind you.
And what about the Purple Army? Because I know there's plenty of members of the Purple Army who have now put the GB jersey on and are part of the Barmy Army. Have you run into anyone who is actually a Glasgow Clan season ticket holder or a fan, and they're now wearing the GB jersey?
I haven't actually. I've pretty much just been sitting in the hotel room every night recovering. But I think my parents said they bumped into a few Clan fans, and they're excited about the World Championships, but also about next season. So hopefully we can have a good World Championships here, and when we come back, we'll bring that into the season.
Well, certainly the experience at that top level, it's like anything. You want to play, or it doesn't matter what your job is, you want to be at the highest level. And kudos to you guys for another year in the top pool. And kudos to you, 55% in the faceoff dot through the first two games of the tournament against number 1 Canada and number 2 Finland. That is unbelievable stuff. Your power play has also been good as well. Like special teams have been good, 1 for 2 on the power play. I think the penalty kill is around 85.7%. So you guys have done really well, despite that scoreline against Finland. It's been in 2 very good games.
Yeah, I know. Like the Canada game was unbelievable. I think we couldn't have asked for more from that. The Finland game, first period was really good as well. I think it was a 1-0 period, but the fatigue set in, and we kind of had a meltdown in the second. Which, I think every tournament we've been here, we have a meltdown game or period. So I don't think it was the worst to get that out of the way against Finland, to be honest, rather than in a game that maybe we're looking for points from. So, it's been interesting, but I think we're heading towards that end of the tournament that we want the results.
And certainly the goal, Pete Russell said it several times. Robert Dowd has said it on Premier Sports. The goal is to stay up. You're not coming here thinking we're going to win the gold medal. It's not quite there yet. Maybe when your kids are playing or something like that, maybe it'll be in that situation. But that is the goal. And it is kind of almost better to get the number 1 and the number 2 ranked team out of the way earlier in the tournament, and you start to build towards the games against the other teams like Austria.
Yeah, because now we're playing at that standard where we played the top 2 teams in the world. So no matter who we play next, like we're going to be at that standard, and we can't let it drop throughout the whole tournament. So whoever we play, we're going to be thinking we're playing against Canada again, and we can't make any mistakes, and we have to stick to our systems, and that's what works for us. So yeah, it's hard work every game, but we're doing what we can.
Well, best of luck against Switzerland. Best of luck the rest of the way. All of your games, of course, are live with myself and Paul Lady. We're enjoying calling the games. You guys have been excellent so far. We're looking forward to that sort of toward the end of the tournament where we've had magical moments against the likes of France and Ben Davis. Great to see Ben Davis back in the fold as well. Maybe there's a big goal coming from Benny Davis. But say hi to Lucas Bryan and Corey Neilson, the rest of the Glasgow Clan contingent there. And certainly we will be calling the games, and we have to be impartial, but we'll certainly be crossing our fingers for you guys down the stretch at the 2024 IIHF World Championships. Do you have a quick message to the Barmy Army and the Purple Army, who no doubt will be glued to all those games on Premier?
Yeah, I just want to say enjoy the games that are on Premier now, and we'll be back with you before you know it, ready for another season.
All right, Lacho, we will see you soon, my friend. Enjoy. Let's get that face-off percentage up around 60%. How about that?
Yeah, perfect. I'll do what I can.